option parts for your new Mi9 touring car platform? I'm not going to tell you, but I'm going to have a walkthrough on what Michal Orlowski just posted a couple of days ago. Because on his Facebook he made a post about different option parts he suggests for the Mi9 touring car. And I'm just going to have a walkthrough. The first one is the U8729. I'm not going to tell the number all the times, but if you look it up on the website, you can see this is the higher bulkheads. And Michal says this is a recombinant option part, and I can understand. This bulkhead will raise the car his axles and raise the car its differential. So if you're going to have a look at the car, maybe just turn it around, flip it around. The height of the differential will be increased by 2 millimeters if you add these bulkheads, and having the height being increased of the differential, it will change the angle of the drive shafts, and it will also change a bit of your center of gravity, but mainly the angle of the drive shafts, and that is what's going to count when you change that. So these higher bulkheads are recommended for high grip or low speed racing. So high grip like carpet racing or high grip tarmac racing, or even low speed classes like 17.5 or 21.5 classes, where you don't need all the grip, you just can take away some lateral grip with these bulkheads, but you can add a lot of corner speed with raising the gear diff and the front spool. You already have diff eccentrics, and with the standard kit diff eccentrics you can change from low to high, but these optional bulkheads will also change the height of the diff even more by 2 millimeters. So the next one, he also says it's only for carpet racing, and these are the one dot inner link mountings. So having a look at the touring car, you can mount these upper arms. You can make them shorter and mounting them further away from the center with the one dot option plates, and he just posted like the rear and the front upper plates. I've not used them much. I mainly run on tarmac, and therefore I haven't used them much, but these are good to have in your box. If you're only an outdoor racer, I'm not sure if you need them. If you're only an indoor racer, I would highly recommend them, but it's nice to have and not a really expensive one. So next up is the split top deck, and you can see on my car, I just got back from the Tony Sport On-Road series on Apeldoorn, the ETS track, and I also ran the two-piece carbon deck. I also tried the S2 version of it, and the two-piece carbon top deck is just a setting you can change with the regular one-piece. The one piece is in the kit, the two pieces is an option. And I like the two-piece top deck. It gives you a wider setup range, and it also makes the car a little bit react initially heavier, have a little bit more initial reaction than the normal top deck. And it just gives also a little bit more corner speed. The S2 top deck, the Schumacher top deck, is also a thinner top deck, and it will give you more mid-corner on slow speed corners. And even if you add the S2 top deck, which is mainly used on carpet racing, but also sometimes on high grip outdoor racing, this will also give you more options for your setup. Having the top deck, next up is the alloy radius arms. The plastic arms are great, and these are in the kit. I've never broken one, but also I run the alloy arms. I hope you can see it on the camera. I've added these alloy arms, and they just have a little bit less movement, a little bit less deformation when running, and it just gives a tiny bit steering feel. I recommend these, but it's not really super necessary. So these are the highly recommended options as Michal posted them. Then there are some recommended options, and the first up is the shorty battery, which I lost. Well, I lost it, but you have a pair of shorty weights, and I would only recommend them when you're running indoors, and running indoors with high-speed motors like modified motors. You can use the shorty batteries, and then you need the shorty weights to balance your car from left to right. Next up is the alloy hub carriers, and the alloy hub carriers I also ran them on my Schumacher Mi8 and my Mi7. The alloy hub carriers are just giving a more precise feel on outdoor racing, and I would only recommend them for outdoor racing. For indoor racing with high grip, these are a bit too aggressive and can make the car a little bit too twitchy, and I would recommend the plastic ones on indoor racing, on carpet racing, mainly high grip racing. But the alloy ones are giving a preciser feel and a more direct feel for outdoor tarmac racing. Next one is the lightweight foam bumper, and as you can see I also have the lightweight version. This can easily remove like a gram or 11 or 12 if I'm correct from the kit bumper, and it's a bit of a bling bling versus setup option. If you add a lot of weight at the front of the car will have easier to drive nose and won't have that much steering coming out of the corner, and with removing some weight at the almost outer front, the car would be a bit more twitchy at the nose, have a bit more steering at corner exit. Then again, this car is pretty light. I needed to add more than 100 grams to get it to 1300 grams, so it's a pretty light car. You can even light it up more with option parts like the bumper or titanium ball studs and stuff, but you need to get the weight somewhere else. So it's an option part, it's a nice option part, and I always drive it, but it removes some weight again. Next up is the anti-roll bar set. The car is supplied with a 2-dot and a 3-dot sway bar. So at the rear, I hope you can see it, the camera adjusts, yeah, it's a 2-dot, and at the front, kit version is a 3-dot sway bar. And this is the most used combination. You can also flip them around, so put the rear one at the front and the front one at the rear. It's a nice option to have, and even if you go to different tracks, it's nice to have different setup options. So I would recommend the sway bar set, so you're available on all tracks to have different settings. These are the recommended settings, and next up are being the bling bling settings Michal Orlowski suggests for you if you want to have a bling blinged out car. First up are the LiPo hooks, and the LiPo hooks are plastic in the kit, but are carbon fiber options. They won't make you faster, they only look better. I have them on my car. I have something else right now which I made myself, but LiPo hooks, I've run them for years and I really like them. They just look really shiny. The plastic ones are strong enough, but the carbon ones are just shinier and give more bling. Next up are the LiPo swivels, again more bling than the plastic ones. I must admit that the plastic ones, these are the carbon ones I have on my car. The plastic ones have a little notch which you could put your thumb on, so you can easily open it or close it, and the carbon ones don't have that. So this is actually a bling version and more bling to your car than the plastic ones. I think the plastic ones are a bit easier to open, but then again, this is great bling to have. Next up are the lower spring mounting positions on the low arm. These are alloy option versions. Again, a lot of bling, and they won't make you faster, but they are really blingy and shiny. I have them on my car, as you can see. The plastic ones are strong enough, durable enough, but these are just great options to have and to bling out your car. Then the alloy eccentrics. The eccentrics are standard plastic. You can have alloy versions. This is just a bling. It won't make you faster. It won't have a better or more fine adjustment. It's just bling, and I like it to have it. But there is also an option, and the option version is an eccentric with 0.5mm offset. This will give you a wider range of variation on your diff height, and so you can have a bigger setup adjustability than just high and low. And even if you have the higher bulkheads, you have high, low, and you have higher bulkheads with high, low, so you have 4 options. But if you add these eccentrics, you will have even more options for fine-tuning the diff height and thus the axle height of the car. Next up are titanium ball studs in both short and a bit longer. I use the titanium ball studs on all my car, mainly for bling. It's hard to make them show on the camera, but it's mainly for bling. They're nice and shiny. They won't have less play, they won't have more play. It's just the same as the steel balls. They will be a tiny bit lighter, but it's not much. It's great bling to have on your car. So he posted the low ball studs and he posted the ultra short ball studs. You need a couple of them on your car. Next up are the alloy spring seats. The alloy spring seats, which the spring retainer on the lower part of your shock. Again, I've not noticed any difference when adding the alloy spring retainers. The alloy spring retainers, just a nice bling. They won't make you any faster, but I really like how they look and the chamfered stuff. And then Michael posted two extra options for the Ultra Pros. One is the Pro ball bearing set. I really like the ball bearings of the Schumacher. I even use them in different brand cars. I think they're really durable kit ball bearings. However, you can have smoother ball bearings, which are just running smoother. And when you're running stock classes and every thing counts, then smoother bearings are one to have. So Schumacher provides a Pro ball bearing set with ball bearings with a different ABEC value, which are just smoother and will run lighter than the kit bearings. And last but not least are the Kashima coated shock bodies. I think the shocks of the Mi9 are insanely smooth. I really like the feeling when you push the car and when it drives on track, but you can even have Kashima coated shock bodies. So a quick run through of the option parts for your Schumacher Mi9. Did I forget anything, or do you have different option parts? Please let me know in the description down below. And if you like this video, hit subscribe, hit the like, and I will see you again. Thank you very much.